Hello and welcome to the New Moon in Gemini Tarot card reading for June 2023. It is the middle of the month, June 15th. We have a new moon this weekend on Sunday, the same day as Father's Day. There's a lot of astrological stuff moving right now. Pluto has just gone back into Capricorn. Neptune is going to be hanging out with us through this new moon. I just read about Juno, which is all about relationships. Saturn is going retrograde on Sunday, I believe. Karma. There's all kinds of stuff. So what we are going to do is tune into the energy together through visuals, through the images of the cards, and then my interpretation of what I see and what I feel in connection to the new moon. So settle in. We'll spend about 20 minutes or so together. And let me make sure, 20 minutes. And then I will create a meditation and do an extended reading. And if either of those are interesting to you, you will find the link in the description below. All right, I was going to talk about what happened last month in the cards, and I'm like, no, we are just going to start fresh. We are going to open up a new channel of communication in this moment with your guides, my guides, all of the beings who want to support us through this transition that we're moving through right now, who want to bring us a new level of communication and awareness in the highest and best good for all. All right, we're going to do 3 cards in this reading. The first is going to be, and I'm using the Light Seers Tarot deck for this reading. The first one is going to be the individual now, and then we will do the collective now, and then we will look at the highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle. So, individual now. That's going to be really funny to one of my friends. She's going to be like, what? I just pulled this card. Yeah, beautiful. 4 of Swords for the individual now. For the collective now, the Knight of Pentacles. Also a very important card for another one of my friends. And then the highest, we just had this card. The highest potential for the next lunar cycle. Oh my God. Do you remember this card? It's so funny. I'm like, we're not going to talk about what was, but all the cards I pulled about are tuning into someone else's what was. This one, if you remember, it was about everything's a stage. Are you going to stand up and do the performance? Oh, so good. So good. All right. So what I get from that is our guides are saying we're going to recycle some stuff. We're going to bring up some things that need to be looked at in more depth through a new perspective in the energy of Gemini. And then we're going to learn how to communicate about those things that perhaps we haven't looked at in a while because we thought we'd already looked at them. So let's start with this one. 4 of Swords. And try bring it so it focuses for you. What do you notice first as you look at this card? What emotions do you feel? What does it bring up in memories or fears or doubts? And I think I'm actually going to look up the mantra on this one because this will be helpful for you. So I feel like all of the cards in this deck are gender neutral. So it doesn't matter if you see a female or a male, it's you or someone you care about. If you're watching the video, most likely it's you who needs to nest, to curl up, go in and do some analysis, some healing. The mantra for this card is, I give myself permission to slow down and heal. Let yourself hear that. I give myself permission to slow down and heal. Slow down and then heal. It doesn't say, I tell myself to heal now, and then everything slows down around me so it allows it to happen. It says, I give myself permission to slow down first, then to heal. This also reminds me, another friend of mine, she is this beautiful, I don't even know how you describe her. She's like a goddess witch of the forest, and she knows everything about plants and herbs and all the magic. And she has built herself a nest. It's not like this for one person. It's this huge, beautiful space made with twigs and branches and gifts, because we all brought her gifts for an event she just had. The whole area is probably I mean, as big as most of this room, and it's just sticks and twigs creating this little cocoon in her garden with a chair in the middle, and she can go in and sit in this cocoon. She built this for herself. And in that, she slows down and she heals, and she's doing some huge emotional healing right now. We're not all that literal. So you might see this card and go, wood, sticks. Is she safe? Is she out in the middle of nowhere? Like, what is happening in this card? It's an image to offer you a bridge or a transmission, a message from your soul via my words and interpretation in this video. What I sense from this is it's so busy. And remember, we talked, well, maybe you don't remember, we talked about this in last month's video. The world is so busy and so loud and so chaotic. How do you find the time to actually slow down and be able to hear your own thoughts? And then later in the video, we talked about the ability to hear yourself speaking. So get out your phone and you record your thoughts into your phone, and you allow energy to move and words to come out. And all of a sudden, you're hearing yourself. You're having this pure reflection of you back to you because there's nobody else around. That's what this card is showing us. When we choose to slow down, when we say it's okay to just tell the world, I need a break, I need a pause, whether that's for 5 minutes, an hour, 5 days, 5 months, like everyone knows for themselves. When you pause and you shut down all the noise and the activity and the other people, even if it's just for a brief moment, and you are in this space with yourself, there's no one to project your emotions or your wounds or your frustrations or your ponderings. There's no one to reflect that out to, and there's no one reflecting it back to you. So every thought you're having is coming from your own consciousness to show you something about yourself without anyone else's agenda in the way. In this nest, it's you and you. Or it's me sitting with me, having this communication internally. So it's really wild that this is for the new moon in Gemini, which, traditionally I would think is communication. I say the thing and you hear me, or you say the thing and I'm listening. This is not showing us what it means for the individual. It's saying we are in an internal dialogue now. What's actually happening inside? Are you listening? Can you hear your own voice, your own emotions? And then what does it mean? What are your emotions showing you? What needs to move? What wants to be created? In this nest, anything is possible. You can heal generations of trauma. You can recover from illness, injury, heartbreak, divorce. I watched a video the other night, sitcom, New Girl, and she had just gotten laid off from her job, and she was like, who am I? Who am I if I'm not the teacher? And am I a terrible teacher because they let me go? And so she went into this whole nest. Don't talk to me. I just want to be, right? Who am I if I'm not that? Also, it's really painful when we have real life situations happen and we're trying to figure out our own emotions about them. And then we have other people adding their emotions and reflections on top of what we haven't even sorted through yet. And then the world, through sitcoms and social media and emails and news, is adding their layer on top of that. And we still don't even know how we feel about it. It becomes, it builds energy and tension and resistance inside of us until we sometimes have to blow it all up in order to create this cocoon, in order to shut out all the noise. Sometimes it's illness, right? We'll push and listen to everyone and do all the things. And then all of a sudden it's like, migraine, throwing up, cold, COVID, whatever it is. Like we create an experience for ourselves that gives us permission through illness to slow down and heal. And I feel like this card is saying, let's try it differently. Let's be empowered. Let's be empowered. And let's say, okay, new moon in Gemini. There's some shit stirring. Not quite sure what it all means, but it's so loud out here that I can't even make sense of what it means. So I give myself permission to lean back, pull the blinds closed for however long, and be with me. And in my being with me, I'm going to get clarity. And in that clarity, there's the potential for me to heal. And when I heal because I have clarity, now I have awareness that is most likely not going to have me do the old behavior the way I've always done it. I'm empowered to create a different solution, a different way, to break a pattern. Can you feel like the strength in that? And it's not, I'm asking someone to let me do that. It's I choose for myself as an empowered soul in a human body to create this time. So, nesting, Four of Swords. By the way, there are some great journal questions. If you go online to lightseerstarot.com, she has a web page for every single card. So you just click on the little menu button and then it'll pull down the different suits, and you click on the suit and then it'll show you all the different cards in that suit. And then each card, she has a whole web page with more descriptions, more mantras, questions. Like, it's amazing, the resource she's created. What is her name? It's Pixie Curio on Instagram. Anyway, what is her name? Chris Ann of the Light Seers Tarot. So if you need support, if you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna go into this thing by myself, me with my thoughts, I don't even know, what do I do? Start with the journal prompts. Look at what the card Four of Swords says, and then use that to guide into your own inner world and landscape. Okay, collective now. Knight of Pentacles. Let me see if I can show you better. So what do you notice? Are you more connected emotionally to the horse, to the human, to all the pentacles that are flying off of the human's back? What does it bring up in you as you look at this card? So this is the collective now, which I pulled this card at the beginning of this year for what I had titled 2023 Prosperity. It was my guided meditation that takes you from the old way of last year to the new energy of this year. And so there was a call for 2022 strength and a whole meditation that we did. And then there was a call right after the new year started. And this was the card that I pulled for that call. Like, what is the energy of 2023? So here we are halfway through the year and the card shows up again for the collective now. And it says, yep, this is still the energy for all of this year. How are we doing? Collectively, how are we doing? That's how I take the card. So when I talked about it in the 2023 Prosperity Meditation, which I'll put the link to that, I hope I remember. I'll put the link to that in the description. What came through in that meditation was that none of us are doing this by ourselves, and that when we come together in small groups and communities, and we have a common interest or a common focus, and we harness our attention and we amplify all of our energy by having that one focused, I called it groupthink, or what flowed through me in the meditation called it groupthink. And it was this idea that we can create something from a concept, from an idea. When we all focus on it, we can birth something that never existed before, because all of us are harnessing our power and our attention on the same concept. So here we are, halfway through the year, and what I feel this card is saying collectively is what concepts, I can never do it the right direction, what concepts, what ideas, maybe I'll do it that way. I can't follow the line when it's in reverse because there's a little reflection there that shows me, and it's like it goes the opposite way from, you know what I mean? How are we doing with what we're focusing on and co-creating together? What are we even doing that? Are there co-creations that you, even if you'd never heard my meditation and have no idea that this was the thing for 2023, and now you suddenly hear it in June, and I'm telling you there's this idea of groupthink and all of us focusing our power and then we create something new. Does it spark in you a feeling of, oh, I've been doing that. Like there's this community I've been partnering with and we're doing this project. Or at my work, there's this thing we're all aligning towards and creating something new. Or in my family, we've agreed we're going to redo a bedroom or build something outside or go on a vacation. And so we're all focusing our attention on this co-creation and amplifying its power by focusing together. Does any of that come up in you where you're like, oh, I see how that's happening? Right? Look at all the pentacles, all the possibilities that exist. It's like he doesn't even, I assume it's a he, it could be a she. He doesn't even realize that these pentacles are just flying off his back as he walks. He's not even looking back to see, did they happen? Did they manifest? He's just like, I'm walking forward. I'm going to keep doing more, and I'm going to do more, and I'm going to do more. And the horse is following him, and the pentacles are just flying off of his back. This is our collective frequency right now. What are we moving towards? What are we unaware of that's flying off behind us? What are we focusing on, and what's manifesting? And this is also Gemini energy, right? There's the physical and then there's the ethereal, the spiritual. We're both. We're the duality of both of those. We're the ideas in the infinite, and we're also here in the human body, birthing, manifesting, creating the ideas in physical form. And so this card, I feel like it's a reminder for me, which then I can transmit to you, to say, what is it that you are ready to co-create? Are you co-creating at the level that you want to? Are there potential ideas that have been bubbling around inside of you and you're like, I don't know if it's the time, or there isn't enough time, we're always too busy, never enough time, so I can't focus on that great idea I've had because I've got to do all these things. This card to me is saying, make it happen. Pause. Choose to slow down, put some of the non-essential things to the side, get clear, go inside, listen to yourself, get clear. Like, what is it that actually wants to move and birth through me? What is it that I actually want to put my harness focus on for myself to heal, to strengthen? And then are there others who are going to be magnetized towards that because I'm focused on it? And are we stronger and better by doing it together when I'm this clear? So what happens, this is a little sidebar just from me to you. What happens is, I find in groupthink, we have this idea, we have this beautiful concept, and we're like, oh, this will be great. So like an event or a family reunion or you guys know, some sort of creation. We're going to do this thing, it's going to be great. And we start to magnetize people towards us because we're so clear, our energy is so clear, and we're like, yes, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. And people start coming, and then they bring their ideas and their thoughts and their junk and and all of a sudden we're in the middle of what we thought, maybe I thought, was just going to be this clear creation, and it suddenly is starting to get all jumbled and messy, and now what do we do? That to me is the beauty of groupthink. It's like, can we all, let me see how to say this well, because there's more power being magnetized together and it gets stronger, it also brings all of the other gunky stuff with the clear intention. And so it can get a little jumbled inside of there. But it's more power than it was when it was just one of us. Can we start to unravel from that group think what is worth keeping and what needs to be released? What needs to be let go? What are old patterns? What are old ways? So this would be the Pluto in Capricorn energy, which I'm going to make a podcast about next week, because there's a lot to say about Pluto from Aquarius back into Capricorn. But just a little nugget right now. Pluto in Capricorn is going to be now through the end of this year. And it's inviting us, Pluto's transformation, it's inviting us to look at what we are now building and structuring from what we just magnetized in over the last 3 months with Pluto and Aquarius. It's saying, okay, you've called in these new groupthink ideas, these new potential realities. All these pentacles are ready. They're flying off. There's some gunk in some of that. What do you want to keep and what do you want to get rid of? And so we can bring those pentacles up one by one as we sit in our nest, in our own minds first, and then we go to the people we're co-creating with and we say, okay, that needs to be let go. That needs to be let go. This needs to be strengthened and clarified. This is a good piece. This is like gold. Let's keep this. That's beautiful. This, let's let that go. And so we're forming and strengthening whatever this hologram idea was that was started with groupthink. So it's like taking pentacle by pentacle that has been flying off and saying, okay, hold up. What do we do with this? Are you still in? Can you let go of that? Can you strengthen this? All right, now we're ready for what it is that we're going to be co-creating together. Next level. It's pretty cool. And also, oh my God, where does the time go? Like, I swear it was only going to be a 20-minute reading. Okay, let's go to... So what happens? I get all excited and then I'm like, 30 minutes, 40, 50, it's fine. No, it's going to be on time. This is the highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle. So what do you notice? Keeping in mind, this is for new moon in Gemini. So it's about communication, duality, all the fun. All right, what do I get out of this for us? It's so funny. I'll have to see where I put the Five of Pentacles last, because the same idea is coming through. It's the idea of choice. And I feel like that's taking new moon in Gemini, duality, and activating it. What do you choose to do when you have the information? When you have been sitting here in your own space, listening, clarifying, sorting through, you get super aware of like, this is the thing, these are the things. And so then you take your pentacles and you go into your groups and you start sorting through. And then you're left with a choice moment. And the choice is, do I just sit and keep all of it in here, and then it's just another beautiful idea that never actually got fulfilled, that then creates regret years down the road, because why didn't I ever do the thing that I thought I was going to do? And right? Or do I choose to see how the key, can you see it? The key is sitting right there by the door, and the door maybe isn't even locked. There's a spotlight on it. Can you see that there's a door? Are you sure? Because Source is spotlighting it to say, hey, there's a door right beside you. I mean, you might have to get up and take a few steps, but it's right there and you get to open it up. And you have the key just in case you think it's locked. It's like the universe is saying, everything you need is right here. And here's this one going, I don't know, maybe not. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to visualize it a little longer. I'm going to wait for someone to find me. I'm going to wait for the people to come in. I don't know. Is that a door? I don't think that's a door. I'm just going to put my head back down. I know I'm being a little over the top. There's many good reasons why this one could be sitting here going, I'm just going to wait a little longer. The timing's not right. The timing's not right, or I can feel like something in me is still healing or completing, and so I'm just going to let that complete before I stand up and go open the door. I know the door's open. It could be 10 million reasons why this one is just sitting here and not realizing everything that he or she needs is right there. Everything. So what I have learned most in my journey, along with all the other things, is we don't get to choose for other people. And the highest form of love and friendship and care is to honor another person's choice as their choice, even if we don't like it. Even if we're like, but the universe has everything right there for you. Just go walk through the door. If the one we love wants to sit and be and not do the thing we think they should do, they are an autonomous human to choose what they choose to do. There might be consequences. There might be separations and endings that come from that, but they have the choice, just like we have the choice. So our choice, as we look at this card, could be to sit next to this one and go, I'm just going to sit here and be with you. And I know there are pentacles dropping all around, and I know I could be in groupthink and picking up all these pentacles, but right now I'm just going to sit with you. And that's my choice. And your choice is you might not ever even say, I see you sitting next to me. That's your choice. And so I get to choose how long I sit next to you, and then we'll just keep making choices. That is co-creation. Your choice might be, I'm going to go in front of you, around you. I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to walk through it and see what's in the other room. That's my choice. And I honor that your choice is to sit right there. Or you might say, I'm going to go open the door and I'm going to come back and I'm going to sit next to you and tell you everything that's in the other room. And then you can still choose. Do you want to go or not go? Right? Everything is available to us. And perhaps the biggest message right now is don't judge any of it and stay in your own lane, in the sense of feel what you need and honor what you need, and make choices to support what you need, and then trust that the universe and everything else around you is going to align what you need around you. And it's not yours to control. Man, that's a lot of communication right there. There's some big messages to be delivering. Who knows what the extended will be showing us? All right, I'm going to go into the extended next. I'm going to make the meditation. I've also started what I'm calling a new moon manifestation circle. It's a live Zoom chat. We're going to do it next week on Wednesday, the summer solstice at noon Eastern, and we're going to bring our intentions for the new moon. We're going to share them and talk about it and support each other and group think. We're going to do some group think together. And I will put the link for that below. That is included as part of my Infinite Embodiment Practicum, which is a year-long membership to hang out with me every month and do all kinds of cool meditation and energy things. So if you're interested in that, that is happening. The meditation by itself and the extended is $33. You can also find the link for that. And then I will put the link for the prosperity call. All the things. The universe is showing you all the things that you need that are sitting there by the door. I wish you a beautiful new moon in Gemini, and I honor whatever your experience is with your father or those who play the role of your father. I will be spending time this weekend in a masterclass that I am running called Loving Our Fathers. That is going to be extraordinary. So if any of that resonates, you will find that under my 2023 events on my website. So much love. So much love.